So today I wanted to talk about 8 ways to get more listings. These are ideas that you've probably heard before, and maybe some of them you haven't. Some of them are strategies, others are thoughts and processes that we need to put behind our efforts. So we'll break them down. It should take 20 to 30 minutes. If you have any questions on any of it, go ahead and comment in the comment box right here on the stream, and I'll try to address it live. I will say that obviously you guys can tell the market is on fire. Everything is, doing really well. I don't know if you saw the SDAR webinar that I was on yesterday, but the stats really show us that. Thanks, Tom. The stats show us that we're safe, we're okay. The only challenge that we really see as an industry at the moment, things could change, but the biggest challenge we see is eventually this shortage of inventory will catch up with us. And what that's going to affect is the amount of closings. Right now, there's so much buyer demand that the listings just can't keep up with it. So at some point, if the listings don't continue to come on the market, but we have enough buyers, we still have a problem, right? We're already starting to see that the amount of closings has started to dip a little bit from last month. And that's not because of demand or desire to buy a home. It's ultimately because there's not enough inventory. So, if I was active in the business today, I'd be putting my head down and really focusing on ways to generate more listings. So today we're going to talk about 8 different thoughts, ideas, strategies to help us with all of that. So the first thing I wrote down, and this is going to apply in any market with any lead, doesn't matter if it's buyers or sellers. Number 1 is start getting very aggressive with your lead follow-up. You have to be pleasantly persistent and you can't stop. Hey, buddy, need help? Don't be scared. This is my boy Cash. Can you say hi? Hi. All right. Sorry, guys. So, hey, buddy, you want to sit right there? Thanks. So with that said, I'm a big believer that every sales organization, doesn't matter if you're selling solar, it doesn't matter if you're selling real estate, if you are in the sales business, the biggest part of your business that's contingent upon your success or the other way around is your lead follow-up. And we have to be real with the fact that as real estate agents, as salespeople, we are leaving more money on the table due to a lack of aggressive follow-up than anything else. So what that means to me and to you is we really have to remember that these people asked you to follow up with them for a reason. And we need to respect that reason, right? We need to respect the fact that they want to talk to us and they want us to follow up. The challenge that we have is the drunk monkey in your brain starts to say to you, oh, well, I don't want to bug them, they're not ready, whatever it may be. And all of these things are real feelings. But the reality is that that's just, that's just noise. It's a drunk monkey trying to get you to slow down and not do what you're supposed to do. But buyers and sellers, they are secretly shopping you based off of your level of persistence and your follow-up and your follow-through. That is your interview. So remember, they told themselves that when they hire someone, they're going to make sure they hire the right person. They're not going to hire another bozo or another donkey, as I always say. So you want to make sure that you're the person that shows them in your follow-up that you're the person that they want. On the recruiting side for us, I can't tell you how many agents that end up joining the company will tell us that they were just really impressed with our persistent follow-up. And the thing that I say to our recruiters and our salespeople is we always have to be pleasantly persistent, right? We always have to be the person that they want us to be. They're not going to tell you to be aggressive. They're not going to tell you, hey, just don't give up on me. But what they want is a person that's going to be pleasantly persistent, the person that's going to keep following up and following through. So remember that you can always say to them, hey, I'm not doing my job if I didn't follow up, right? So make sure you follow up with them. The other thing, what's up, buddy? Can you please go sit down? You want to just sit here and watch me do this? Sorry, team. Okay, the last thought I have on number 1 is when they tell you to call them back in 5 days or in 4 days or whatever the amount of time is, I think a good rule of thumb as to when to follow up is to cut that amount of time in half. So say, call me back in 10 days, call them back in 4 or 5 days, because you don't know what changes in that course of time. And I always use the analogy that if you don't follow up aggressively enough and be persistent enough, eventually what ends up happening is you've loosened the jar for the next person, and they just come and pop it off and get the listing. We've all lost deals to someone else. And oftentimes that's mainly because of our lack of follow-up and follow-through. So stop loosening the jar. And here's a good trigger to put in your brain, something that I often tell myself if I'm in recruiting or in franchise sales or any type of sales, right? We run a few different companies, is I always say to myself, how many more commission checks do I want to give to my competition? How many more agents do I want to let the competition get? How much more opportunity, financial reward do I want to let the competition be a part of? So Michelle says, hi, Cash. So number one, start being very aggressive with your lead follow-up. All the money is on the follow-up. We're all leaving Lamborghinis on the table every single year because of our lack of follow-up. Number two, I think right now, even though rentals and Airbnbs are on fire, there's a piece of that market that is in pain. And I would be very aggressive in following up, calling, prospecting, mailing, whatever is your gig, Airbnbs and properties available for rent. I'll give you a couple of thoughts. Hopefully Corey doesn't mind me sharing this. Corey ended up buying his first vacation rental. He closed on it September 31st in La Quinta, and his plan was to do a vacation rental. August 1st, Jose says, no Lambos left behind. I like that, buddy. So September 31st, he closes. August 1st, the city of La Quinta puts on a moratorium where they're not approving any new Airbnb or vacation short-term rentals for at least 90 days. Now, Corey's okay with it. He's going to ride it out. It is what it is. But for certain sellers, that's an issue, right? And I think that there's pockets of things that are like this that are happening with Airbnbs and short-term rentals. Also, people after the March, April, May zone of just getting kicked in the teeth, people are less in love with the process, and they're looking for maybe an exit. So we're reaching out to Airbnbs. You can call them, you can send them messages straight through the portal, whatever it may be. The rental market, I'll give you another example. We have a condo in downtown that we just had a tenant leave. We had to flip it. What's my point? I had on the market for about 35 days before we ended up getting it rented. And in that process, I had 2 or 3 investors reach out to me via the portal, via the portal and direct messages, because I had it on Facebook, I had it on Craigslist, I had it on Zillow, all of it. And I had 3 or 4 of these investors reach out and say, hey, I'm looking for properties just like this to buy. Please let me know if you know of anything for sale, or if you're interested in looking at an offer yourself. The interesting thing is investors do that because they know it works and they want to go consumer direct, right? They want to find the property before it hits the market, as do we as real estate agents. So reaching out to these people and saying, hey, I have a lot of clients, there's a shortage of inventory, et cetera, is a great way to go after a piece of the market that I think a lot of other realtors are forgetting. You can send them direct messages, you can mail to them, you could just pick up the phone and call them. And also you can try to find a way to scrub that data, get the info of these vacation rentals. You can probably get them from something like, what's the platform called? It'll come to me. Maybe your title rep can help you, but this data exists, and I can take that data, create a custom audience on Facebook, and start marketing to them. And one of the points we'll talk about in a minute is creating content and marketing to these people. So number 2, go after the Airbnbs and the rentals that have not yet been rented. Number 3, right now is the time to work your database at the highest level. It has never been, in my opinion, more appropriate for you to reach out to your database, your friends, your family, your past clients than it is today, and call with the intention of following up and also giving them an update. Let them know, because right now, what's interesting is no one knows what to believe, right? Let them know the market is hot. Let them know things are moving. Let them know that it's exciting. You know, as a company, we sold 511 houses, 320 some odd $1 million in volume last year, which is huge. It's a really good month for us. And that just shows that the demand is out there. And I would share this info with your database. Call them and let them know, yo, the market's on fire. The biggest challenge I'm having is a shortage of inventory. So if you know anybody, or if you're thinking about selling, it's the season. This is the time. You know, back in 2008, or on the backside of it, let's say 2011, a lot of buyers, they would say, well, I want to wait because I think the market might go down. And I would say to them, well, the problem that you're going to face with waiting for the market to continue to go down is you won't know when it starts to go back up until you missed it, right? So the same thing with sellers. They might be thinking, oh, the market's going to continue to climb and prices are going to go up. They may or they may not. I think we're going to get close to a plateau valuation pretty soon. And the problem that they face is they're not going to know when the market has started to dip until it's too late. So explain these things to them and let them know if they have friends or family that's trying to maximize the home equity that they have, or themselves, that this is the time to do it. And just be there for them, right? You'll find buyers, you'll find sellers, you'll get referrals. Number 4, I would start making a lot of content about the shortage of inventory. You know, SCAR makes a lot of charts that are available. You can find them on the website if you go to the market stats. I would be taking clips and I would be making videos and I would explain to them, look, like the market is hot, people are buying. And the interesting thing right now is the buyer and seller dynamic is very different than it was a couple months ago. What I mean by that is sellers really believe that they can get more money, and buyers are okay with that. You know, we're seeing buyers concede to things they normally wouldn't. And the only reason for that is there's not enough inventory and there's a ton of competition. So if you make content about this, just post it on your social or run ads behind it to the custom audience that we were talking about. If you need help with custom audience, let me know. Reach out to Michelle Renee. She just commented on here as well. There's a lot of ways that you can get in front of your key demographic and market to them with content that's relevant and important. So if I'm you, I'm really making a lot of content right now about a shortage of inventory and how that creates a massive opportunity for sellers and the maximization of the profit that you have in your home. Number 5, something none of you probably want to hear, but it's call every single for sale by owner and expired listing in the market. There may not be a lot of expireds, but there are some. And there's always for sale by owners. Here's the interesting thing about the for sale by owners. Over 94%, I think the exact number is 94.6% of for sale by owners end up getting listed and sold by a real estate agent. So we already know that whoever you're calling, 9.5 out of 10 of them are going to list with an agent. That's a piece of data that you should really hold on to and let motivate you. Let it motivate you, sorry guys. Let it motivate you to keep going and call these people because they are going to list with you or the competition. It's just a matter of fact. And now more than ever, the uncertainty and you know, the I don't know what's going on out there, feeling with sellers is a main reason that they should be listing and working with an agent. So expireds, they're expiring for a reason. It might be because they had a bad agent. It might be because they were in fantasy land on pricing. It could be another condition, but the reality is that they're out there. And if I'm you, I'm calling them, I'm mailing to them, I am being aggressive. Jay says, what's up, big man? Oh, now you don't want to talk. How's it going, Jay? Good seeing you, buddy. All right, number 6. A very outside of the box idea, but I think it's sharp and something we should all consider, which is getting agent referrals from inside of the company. What I mean by that is ask other agents, make a relationship with a bunch of agents, right? If I'm Jay, I'll call Jamie, I'll call Jose, I'll call a few other agents, and I'll say, hey, let's let's build an alliance. And anytime you go on a listing and you don't get it, refer it to me and let me try to get the listing. And if I get it, I'll pay you a referral fee, and vice versa. If I go on an appointment and I don't get it, I'll say, you know what? Obviously, I'm not the person you're looking for. I understand. Why don't I refer you to a really sharp, aggressive agent that I think could be the person you're looking for? So I refer it to Jay. Jay ends up getting the listing. I get a referral fee, and vice versa. So consider reaching out to the agents in the company and building that alliance and using each other as a strong referral source so that you can get warm referrals and hopefully pick up some more listings. Hopefully that made sense. All right, number 7, we're flying through these. If you have any questions, let me know. B2B referrals. So a couple months ago, I did a video on how you can leverage YouTube to get B2B referrals. I'll quickly just touch on it, and you can go back, just search my name in the group and you'll find the video, and I'll probably do another training on it soon. If you need help, let me know. Jay likes that idea, good. So B2B referrals, essentially what the strategy that I have for you is, if you watch the video, and if you need help, again, let me know. We can get any video on the first page of YouTube for free, organically, under a search term like Delmar attorney, Delmar divorce attorney, Delmar tax attorney, Delmar home renovator, whatever it may be. And I want you to ask yourself, which businesses have your customer before you do? The divorce attorney is a perfect example. They're going to go to the divorce attorney probably before they put the home for sale. So if I can build an alliance with these B2B referral partners, such as a divorce attorney, there's a lot of them, insurance agents, etc. A lot of people have your client before you do. So reach out to them, tell them that you'd like to shoot a free video for them, that you market to grow your business using video. You'll get their video on the first page of YouTube, and all you ask in consideration and in response, in exchange for this work that you're going to do for them, is that you become their referral source, their referral partner when someone needs to buy or sell some real estate. So go back and watch the video, because it's probably about 30, 40 minutes long, maybe longer, where I break down the entire strategy. I give you the scripts, and I actually show you how to get the videos on the first page of YouTube. So I want you to imagine for a moment that I set up 2 of these B2B referral partners per month. And I do that every month for the next 12 months. At the end of the year, I have 24 referral partners that have my clients before I do. I shoot their videos for free. It doesn't cost you anything. I edit them. You can edit it for free or pay someone, a couple bucks to get it edited, get it on the first page of YouTube, get them the exposure that they're looking for under their ideal keyword. If I can get 24 of these people on the train with me, and if each one of them only gives me 1 referral per year, I have a 24 a deal a year baseline before anything, right? And if you continue that, if you do 4 a month or 5 a month, or you go for 2 years doing 2 of these a month, you end up having 40, 50, 80. Imagine having 100 strong referral partners that sending you 1 referral per year or a half of a referral per year. What this does for your business as a baseline is enormous. And then these 24, 48, 50, 80, 100 people, that becomes another database that you're following up with. You're calling them, you're putting on events for them, you're touching in on them, you're working with them very similar to how an escrow rep or a title rep like Allison at Open Escrow or Ryan at Title, how these people will follow up with you and see how they can support. So I would strongly consider leveraging the B2B opportunities out there to get referrals from people that have your customer before you do. Let me know if you have any questions on that. Last thing I have for you is 2 marketing campaigns. Number 8 is the yellow letter campaign. The yellow letter is a handwritten letter that will be on like a lined piece of paper, similar to like this, but I'm going to use the typical, rip off the top yellow notepad. And I'm going to write a note, handwritten note, and it's going to say something like, "Hi, Sam, my name is Angela. I'm with Big Block Realty, and I'm a local realtor. I have a buyer that's looking to buy a home like yours. Please give me a call." You put your information, and then at the bottom of it, "P.S. If your home is listed, this is not a solicitation for a listing." The yellow letter campaign is a strong way to get attention and get a call through. The last time I tested it, the average mailer, you're lucky if you're getting 1% response. The last yellow letter campaign we did, we got 6% response. Now, it's important to remember that these people are calling you and their radar's off. Like, is this just a marketing campaign or do they really have a buyer? So it's imperative that when they call you, you are speaking buyer agent language, not like I'm trying to get your listing. The other thought is the reason that you can market to them is because you have investors that'll buy any property you put in front of them at the right price. So I would hook up with someone like the team at GG Homes or whatever investor you work with, and I would say to them, look, I have a buyer looking to buy a home just like yours. And that's matter of fact. If you took any property nearly in any part of San Diego to nearly any investor, they'll put an offer on it. So you're being, you have integrity, you're being honest with this process. You actually do have a buyer. And what you'll find in the conversation is they may or may not want to sell to that investor, the investor price, but they might have interest in selling. So what happens at that point is I'm going to let them make the decision. Would you rather sell now at this price, or would you like me to go out and find another buyer for you on the open market at this price? So it's a great conversation. Consider that in this process, before you try to get the listing or get them an offer, have a meeting and either have them do a FaceTime tour of the home with you, or if you and them both feel comfortable to go into the house and do a tour, take some pictures, then you can use that, take it to the investor. You've also created a relationship with these people before you've tried to convert the transaction. If you have any questions on that, let me know. And the last thing is something that I'm testing with one of our friends in War Room that's working pretty well, and we're hoping that pretty soon we can make it available to you as an option, which is seller surveys. You know, creating a 8-question, 7, 10-question based survey that you can market to potential sellers either via email, via direct message, via custom audience, mailers, whatever it may be. So these surveys right now are working really well, and you can make an 8-question survey. I'll actually post the questions in here later on today or tomorrow, the ones that we're using, and have them go through the funnel, fill out the survey. If someone fills out that survey and they come out the bottom of it, this is someone that's really motivated and interested in selling their property. So those are the 8 tips that I have for us to get more listings now. Thank you all for tuning in. If there's anything that we can do to support, please let us know. Send us an email, shoot me a message, give me a call, reach out to the office. We're here for you. You guys are doing great. The company's doing great. We're proud and humbled to be working with all of you. Love you all. Be safe. I'm going to go play with this kid a little bit. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.